we're going to select the lower torso group, the lower torso control, lower cluster group, constrain, and we're going to do a parent constraint. We're going to select the mid controller, the group, parent constraint, and then the upper, and then the upper group, and parent constraint. And I'm going to do just a quick test. This is not what I want it to finally look like, but I can use this as a test before I try to finish up the setup. So what I want this to eventually do is bend like this. But we still have another problem. When I bend all of them together, what happens to this joint here? It backs up. We don't want that. We don't want this to translate. So I'm going to undo my parents, not my constraints. I'm parenting to test it out because it's eventually we're going to use constraints to do it, but I'll rather test it, make sure I got it working before I do all the rest of the stuff. So it's just a quick way to test it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, my control, I'm going to take its pivot point, oops, I'm going to have to get rid of the constraint. I'm going to take its pivot point and snap it to my COG of my control. And then we'll set up our constraint again. And we don't get the stretching. And then we'll do a quick test. And I'm pairing these to one another. But it's not what I'm going to end up with. Just want to clarify that. And we get that. Alright. Okay, so we have this, our spine working. What I'm going to do now is we're going to go ahead and set up our hierarchies, and then we'll set up the twist. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to stick this upper torso control in the group. Group, modify, centers pivot. Just going to copy that name. I'm going to group this to itself. This is going to be mid torso con group. Modify, center pivot. We're going to group our lower torso con to itself. Then we're going to center pivot. Let's go ahead and do this for the move me as well. So move me, modify, we're going to center pivot, and this is our move me con group. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to take my lower torso con group, and it's going to get parent constrained to my move me. So I'm going to select my move me, lower torso con group, and do a parent constraint. Then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to select my lower torso controller. I'm going to select my mid torso con group and parent constraint. Then I'm going to select my mid torso con and my upper torso con group and do a parent constraint. And then we're going to test. That's working. That's working. That's working. And that's working. Now, there is one caveat. I can actually move, let's say you see here like it feels a little bit floaty in relationship to one another. What I can do this is going to be a slight pain, is the same thing we did with the lower torso controller. Delete those. And that is take these pivot points and snap it to the joint below for our controllers. And then we'll go back and fix this part of the setup. So, select our upper torso con group, cluster, constrain parent, mid controller, mid cluster group, constrain parent, and then we will go here. We'll select this, select the mid torso con group, constrain, okay. Constrain parent, select the mid, upper torso con group, constrain parent. So that my rotation is a little bit lower and something, oh, have not done this yet, and then upper cluster group. I didn't redo my parent constraint. There we go. I was wondering why that was looking funny. I think I just made a huge mistake. Let's see what I did wrong. I think I accidentally messed up my clusters. So let's do that one more time when I was fixing it. So lower, that's lower to lower. So lower control group. Parent constraint. Our mid cluster group, parent constraint, and our upper, and then our upper cluster group, parent constraint. There we go. So it feels a little bit more that everything is moving together. Now, what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and get everything moving with the movement. I think we already did that of sorts. Not yet. Let's turn this off. So the movement is moving the lower, yes. Also, the movement needs to move our COG. So I'm going to go ahead and group this, create a group for my COG. modify. I'm going to go ahead and center its pivot. And let's snap it to the COG. And I'm going to select my Move Me. Select, and let's name this our joint group. I'm going to select my Move Me, joint group, constrain, parent constraint. And right now everything is moving together. We're going to select the Move Me control, the joint group, constrain, parent constraint. Now, let's go ahead and get the Move Me moving with the Place Me. So I'm going to select the Place Me, the Move Me con group, constrain, parent constraint. Now, let's go to File. All right.